let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Hello folks, New River Troll. Out here in the backyard getting ready to do some stuff for this evening. I did mention I'd give you all an update, I guess, on the man cave reptile fish room we've been working on. But before I begin there, I'd like to address some issues. Had a person recently accuse me of not doing what's right by capturing reptiles that we find out into the wild and keeping them in cages. This knucklehead, he keeps a bird and a parakeet in a cage, so same difference, whatever, you know. I really don't give a rat's ass. But anyways, you can see, that's one of my lizard cages. That's not a small enclosure in there. And for starters, I have a hunting license that allows me to do this, to go out and capture and collect things, provided I'm within the parameters of the law, follow the regulations, and don't keep any more lizards required per species. We're 100% compliant. We have, I purchased that license just like a deer hunter or whatever does. I used to do that in the past. I no longer hunt game animals for sport or the table or whatever, but I've been collecting reptiles my whole entire life. And so are some of my family members. And a lot of our reptiles we have are exotics that aren't even caught. You know, they're born in captivity and reduces the stress on the wild populations. You know, people continually importing them and whatever not. But anyway, so to get back on the, I just wanted to clarify that, I have a right to hunt, just like anybody else has rights. And just because some knucklehead thinks that, that I shouldn't have that right, that's irrelevant. We all have rights in America, in spite of what seems to be an ever-eroding effect on that stuff. But anyway, back on the reptile room project. This here's the melamine board I purchased at Home Depot recently for the shelving system we bought. We bought 2 of these shelves, robbed a couple of shelves from those 2 so we could divide them and make a center shelf, without having to buy a 3rd shelf. But I still have to buy a 3rd shelf for another part of the room. But anyway, this melamine comes in a 4x8 sheet. It was for $32 a sheet. And they had other pieces that are almost close to the dimensions that would have worked, but it was $36 for a 2-foot by 8-foot piece. No, it wasn't even really 8 foot. So what I ended up doing was had Home Depot guys, they'll give you 2 cuts for free on material, and their saw's better than mine. So I had them cut the extra length off for the shelves and get it down to the correct width. And I get 2 sheets for 2 shelves for $32 versus 1 shelf for 32 from the other. So doing the math, the only difference was I had to paint these edges here. So these are out here because probably the width of the blade of saw, which I don't really think that was the factor. The guy just didn't get the measurement right. So these fit so tight they won't fit in the shelf. So I got to cut off about 1/8 of an inch off of here and then repaint the black finish on there. I'll be doing that with my skill saw, so that's going to be loads of fun. But anyway, let's take a hike. Oh, there's the big tortoise. He comes out in the evening time to munch on the grass and get whatever treats that we provide for him, So anyway, let's go in here. This is going to be George, my buddy George's room, in addition to our reptile room. It's a little bit disorganized, but we're constantly, trying to upgrade and put this together. This is the shelving system that I purchased from Home Depot. It's a Husky brand. They say the shelves are rated for, I believe they said 1,200 pounds per shelf, but it didn't come with this stuff here. It just comes with this metal gridding. And because of the weight of my fish tanks that are going to basically be in these 2 bays here, that's, 8.3 pounds per gallon. I didn't think that would be good for the aquarium frames, even though these probably would have supported the weight. So we're upgrading and throwing these on here. Pan around, follow me over here, Mal. We've got stuff pulled out of place because this is an evolving process to get this to work in here for this, for the animals, our indoor things. But we're eventually going to be upgrading this shelf here. We got to get 2 more of this style aquarium in here, and we're going to get 2 more of those and 2 more of these small ones here. We have nothing in here. I got my rosy boas in these here right now. They're breeding. So, and then of course Mal's rattlesnake over here. Come over and get a picture. She's looking pretty good and nice and plump. She's going to be getting an upgrade. She's going to be going to one of these other cages up here too. And the nice feature is we can put locks on this here too. So, of course, JR's alligator lizard. This is a pretty good sized room. It's 18 by 23, but you know we're trying to make this kind of like section it off for the animals. And where JR, he has his living room and you know his bed area and stuff like that. So we're using a big lizard cage, an aquarium. You know, this is how we'll get up in here. Take a look at the tegu lizards. These here are South American tegu lizards. Yep. And we feed these guys ground turkey is what basically these guys are eating and stuff. They tend to be a little aggressive. They can be. These are another type that they nailed you. You might be going to a plastic surgeon. They're only about a third their size and mass that these guys will eventually get. We got to get these. We acquired these from Cerberus King. He moved out. And he just didn't have the room. Mrs. Troll doesn't know that these are ours right now, so I don't think she needs to watch this vid. And of course, this other cage here is what I did have a lot of snakes in here, but at the moment, the big cage I have in my backyard, I've got lots of gravid, which means pregnant female spiny tail iguanas. And as their pregnancy develops, we're pulling the females in here because it's too hot out there for them to lay their eggs. So maybe we'll be getting a whole bunch of spiny tail iguanas hatching out later on this summer, and we'll show you guys vids of that. But anyway, just thought I'd give you kind of an update of what's going on here. Of course, there's our flags and stuff like that up on the wall, but this room is continually evolving. That big cabinet thing, that's vacating the room soon. And this and that, that's the game system and stuff. I'm not into games, so but JR is. And we still got a little work to go, but I'll get back at you maybe after I get the material and some of my aquariums moved out of the fish room and up here on the shelves and things. And we got a whole bunch of plans though in here. We've got a special pump system. Instead of using individual pumps, we're going to use one to try to pump almost all of our aquariums. And you know, it's just going to be a continual evolving process. But I thank you all for watching our channel. You know, we didn't even plan on ever doing a channel. We just thought we'd just share what we do, having fun. So anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye.